Okay, so first order of business, Wild Bill. Ready? Okay, here we go. Democratic symbol. Okay, it's a doctor's glove, baby's head. Underneath the baby's head, there's a knife / sword type deal, whatever, and it's going straight through the baby's neck, and it's just all the way down, and we see blood just like pouring from the head. Okay, and like a few inches down, like reverse marionette doll, we see the baby's body falling, just falling. By the way, that word was marionette, which is a doll with strings. You kind of use a little, yeah, no, Sound of Music. Hello, maybe, yeah, whatever. It's a French thing. Am ringing any bells? No. Okay. Now that's the new democratic symbol. Okay. Now, I'm gonna agree with you. Most abortions aren't done by women who have had a rape or incest incident. Most of them are one-night stands, or them finding out that something is perversely wrong with the baby. Like the baby will, I don't know, be born with its brain on the outside of its skull, born with Down syndrome, which God knows how those kids end up sometimes. Born with some horrible gene defect where it feels nothing but pain and then dies a week later. It's whatever. We're not even going to talk about the babies aborted because of medical problems, because God knows you did. Never mind, we're actually going to talk about them. We're going to talk about the babies who, you really think that a woman could deal with giving up a Downs baby? Let's say the woman carried it knowing that it was Downs baby and then couldn't find a home for the kid. Okay? So she's giving it up to the foster system. Do you have any idea how terrifying that is? Because first of all, a lot of Downs kids have heart problems. Like there's something wrong. There's something wrong. And so she has to deal with the fact that she now knows nothing will happen to this kid. She doesn't know if this kid will be taught basic life skills, like how to dress himself, herself, whatever. You know nothing. You know nothing. But people like you don't care about that. People like you just think that everyone should live, no matter how cruel living should be. We're getting off that real quick before my head fucking blows up. Now we're going to talk about the woman who manages to carry the child and find that perfect Christian family. Okay? For just a moment, the baby will be in her arms. And she'll have a moment where she can really and truly decide whether or not she can give up this child. Because of financial strain and promises written on paper or whatever, she will have to turn this baby over to the parents. And there's a very big chance that it will be very heartbreaking. Because at that moment, you will know nothing of the child. You will not know when its first word will be spoken or what its first word will be. You will not know its first kiss, its first girlfriend or boyfriend, or, its first traumatic movie scare that it had where it saw The Godfather at 4 years old and saw the freaking horse head in the pillow. You have no idea, what anything will be. And that's heartbreaking. That is truly one of the most heartbreaking aspects of giving a child up for adoption, is that you have no idea anything that will happen on a day-to-day basis. Sure, you might get a yearly update, but for the most part, there's nothing. Now let's say 3-5 years later on, she sees the child that has same hair as the father in her eyes, or same hair as the father's eyes, or her father's eyes, or something, and whatever, some weird mix that will look like the baby that she gave up. And this kid might be crying, this kid might be laughing, this kid might be doing anything. And it might not bother her, right then and there, and it might not bother her tomorrow or the next day. It might bother her a year from then, or as little as a month from then. And she will go, my God, was that child crying because its parents were being mean to it? Or was that child laughing because, not of anything bad, of course. A child that age can't really laugh at anything bad, though some of us do have this fear that children will be grown up from the Westboro Baptist Church. That's scary. The Westboro Baptist Church stealing little babies to raise at their own little minions, whatever. It's truly, it's almost too heartbreaking for a man to understand, for a man to even comprehend. Now we're going to talk about the women who don't find that perfect Christian family. Who don't find really anything. They can't. There's nothing for them to find because maybe there's something in her gene pool, maybe schizophrenia or, Tourette's or autism, whatever. Nobody wants the kid. Nobody wants that fear hanging over them with this kid. So she gives it to the foster system. Big surprise there that would terrify a mother. Even a mother who doesn't care a lot will care a little about this. Why? Because the foster system has such an epically bad reputation. It has a reputation of more misfortune, more molestation, more beatings, more harming, more whatever. By the way, the adoption thing isn't a guarantee either. Anybody remember the Russian kids? Do you remember the Russian kids? Like that little boy who was sent back to Russia with a note pinned to his vest saying the mother no longer wanted the kid. That's a grand thing to do to a child, don't you think? Have him fly to a plane on a plane on his own to Russia with a note pinned to his chest stating that the mother no longer wants him? That's a great idea. Or we have the numerous children who have been beaten to death by their adoptive families. Not saying that every adoptive family is like this. Not saying that every foster family is like this. I myself want to one day be a foster parent. But these are the fears that a woman has to deal with, and that is what I'm trying to get across. Okay? You're talking that every childless family should get a baby. What's wrong with the toddlers? What's wrong with the 7-year-olds? What's wrong with the preteens, the teens? These are children, these are people who need to learn basic life things like, how to hold a bank account. These are things that the foster system is finding that they actually have to desperately teach children how to hold a bank account, how to use money, how to use job applications, how to apply for anything, apply for federal help, which I'm sure you hate, but hey, when you're a foster kid who has nothing and who suddenly ages out of the system, which, nothing. This is a great idea. Yeah, just wonderful. Okay, we're going to skip any more thoughts I may have because I might just start screaming at my computer, which my computer did nothing wrong. I guess in a sense you did nothing wrong. These are your thoughts. But here's my thought. Why does the woman have to keep on her panties? Why can't the man wrap it up? Why can't the man keep on his boxer briefs, tighty-whities, Spider-Man thing, whatever? Why is it always the woman's fault? Why can't men be held accountable for their own children? The children they help make. If a man is not ready to be a father, then shouldn't he, never not be allowed to have children until he is ready to be a father? Because we're not just looking at single mothers here. We should also be looking at single fathers. Or that dad who leaves the kid with the mom only to never return. Like that never happens. That is the basic story of most American children is their daddy left. Daddy's gone. Daddy has been gone since before birth. Okay? This is not surprising. In the least. Why is it always the woman's fault? Why? I don't understand. I don't. Maybe with me trying to help you understand, you can help me understand why it's always the woman's fault. Where's dad's role? Where is dad stepping up going, hey, I don't want you to kill my kid? You know, often enough, the dad's paying for it. Or paying half of it, or whatever. Me personally, I would get an abortion before I gave any child up to any family. Because I would not be able to deal with the daily idea that at that moment, my child could be being molested by the people who I thought should take the most basic of care of it, who should love it in the most basic of way, as between a child and parent. By the way, why is it that in your scenario the little boy has a girlfriend? Why doesn't the little boy has a boyfriend? What if this little boy did have a boyfriend? Would you want it to be aborted then? What if you found out that gay people could be aborted? Like before they were born? Would abortion suddenly be okay? I mean, you are conservative, so I have to assume that by some standards, aborting evil is okay. Is this true? I'm hoping that it's not, but whatever. I'm not even going to ask how you feel about babies who are aborted after a rape or incest incident. Because I don't want to know. I don't want to know if, you would rather your child kill or carry her uncle's kid or brother's kid or whatever instead of aborting it. Or I would rather not know how you feel about your child or grandchild, as you seem old enough, to carry the rapist baby. Because yeah, we really need to force more women into things that they don't want. And I do not want to know what you medically think of abortion with those women who have type 1 diabetes and cannot carry the child, or, something is desperately wrong with the woman's body that she didn't know about until she started to carry, and she's now suddenly dying as this baby is just fucking, That's the most painful, by the way, of abortions, is when you desperately want a child, or you think, oh my god, yes, I'm pregnant, only to start dying. That is the cruelest form. Because then not only is the baby dying, but if the mom decides not to get an abortion, then the mom dies too. Which, by the way, happened in Ireland not too long ago. A mother was trying to get an abortion because the baby was killing her. And the doctors in Ireland said, nah, we're not going to give you one. We don't believe in abortions. Really? Really? Yeah. Anyway, this is Alex Bailey signing off. Hoping you enjoyed the video, Wild Bill, and anyone else who is possibly watching this. Signing out. Peace.